Do you ever feel that Apex Legends is just not fun anymore? I mean, the game's great and all, but sometimes a series of events can make us feel completely worthless, and this was me today, crawling through the burning ring after a day where victory no longer seemed possible, and perhaps it was time to admit that I had lost the desire to compete. Oh well, at least I pulled off one last bamboozle and enjoyed seeing that enemy fail to check the corn. My name's Ragtag, the greatest gutter-tier gamer on the face of this earth, and today I almost gave up on Apex Legends. Our adventure began in Kings Canyon, where landing into market showed the beginnings of what my dark journey had in store for me. Revenant insta-down, and then when my path to back up my other teammate was met with the most inexplicable line of sight blocking, it led to this. Come on, pal, you can make it! The gutter tier has it! Never mind. I grabbed Revenant's banner, but that enemy team became whole again. Octane was left behind for now, but perhaps two of us could retake the market, which of course didn't work out that way because that full team of three bounded towards us, looking to finish us off for good. Go away! Visiting hours are between 7 and 9! Revenant knocked, it was down to me and my bamboozles. Now it was just me versus the seer. I beat him before, I could beat him again. That's not good. This was only the beginning, and the next game drove me right over the edge. But first, today's video is sponsored by Epic Games, who invited me to jump into Fortnite and show you zero build. No ramps, no nonsense, just firepower. So now I was interested, skydived out of that totally safe looking Airbus and headed for a Mary Poppins landing. Gathered whatever loot I could and readied for battle, but wait, what's this? A harpoon gun, you say? Popped to the shops and found two customers having an argument, which I solved peacefully. But bargain hunters from the hill wanted a word, and I pushed towards my aggressor. Loving the aerobatic insanity, but then... No, okay, wait. Get over here! To my surprise, I could carry my enemy on my back, which I admit I enjoyed more than I should have. No, don't shoot my new friend! Getting shot at across the hills, I made a desperate play for the zipline, but the thing malfunctioned. Please, I don't want to die here. Okay, we're good. Now, I may not know Fortnite, but I do know high ground, and apparently the locals did not take too kindly to me taking shots from the hills and came for revenge. Okay, don't mess this up. I decided to eyeball it. The final squads were too busy looking at each other, so I did what I do best and stole the victory for myself. Amazing fun, why not check the link in the description, jump into Fortnite for free and play zero build as it's here to stay. There's a lot to see and do, like drive vehicles, but for me I prefer to... I had a great time, I think you would too. You'll find it on the discovery page, and oh yeah, don't forget, there's fall damage. Now we come to a game where the joy of Apex was sucked right out of me, because let's face it, the longer you play, the better you get. So things like looting, you're gonna get faster at it, and you'll start to notice when teammates want to drag their feet, which is fine. We're all just trying to make our way, but also we all have our limits too, and once you've been staring at an empty zone for a while, it makes sense to move on, right? I tried to ping my squad loot they'd find interesting, but then... Mirage, stop, push! Round one closing and you're still looting the same zone, playing Apex Lootlands, are we? Hey! However, I scoped out the next zone looking for combat and found it. My teammates finally hopped in a trident and came to join me, but I suspected that this wasn't exactly going to be the kind of team to push enemy squads, and little did I know that we were about to display the worst team synergy ever known in this game. Caustic seemed frozen in fear. I wondered if those enemies would push him, so I didn't get too aggressive. But then... What is this, man? You get downed after all that looting and leave just before you see what I can do about it? I was raging! These guys wasted all that time only to quit the game and leave me alone? Here, well, I'm not losing this game. I'll show you what one man can do against such odds. The stakes were winner takes all, and I no longer had the luxury of getting knocked. One mistake would cost me everything, and I needed to prove that I would have saved the day had my teammates stayed. Pride demanded it. Fuse and a Loba. I couldn't take them on while they were both together. I'd have to pick my moment and attack from the shadows. Oh, Loba, your time will come. At least two teams here, and they both wanted a piece of me. Well, a piece they shall have. Six squads left, and I had proven to my disconnected teammates that had they stuck around, they'd have been given a second chance and mountains of loot to choose from. But this wasn't enough for me. I wanted it all, and saw no reason why I couldn't win this game. Wouldn't that be the ultimate face slap? You both quit and I still claim victory? Yeah, who was that kidding? They were probably already in their next game having a much better time, but that didn't matter to me because proving it to myself was more than enough. And as I approached Grow Towers, I wasn't interested in hiding till the end. If I was going to make it, I was going to break every last enemy, and the odds of success might be low, but my care levels were even lower. Rampart and a Bangalore, but that wasn't the only team here. I needed cover. Donk-a-donk! Now it was just me and the last two squads. I headed to Gardens with the ultimate comeback visualized in my mind, but it turned out there was going to be an obstacle in my way. One of those teams was a full squad of 3. The team of 3 prevailed, and now it was down to me. This was as far as I could go, and all that vigour turned to salty self-pity and vengeful anger. But life wasn't done with handing out betrayals just yet. Bruh. Descending into the small structures east of Containment, 2 other squads had the same idea, and this zone was way too small for 9 players. One went to the buildings up the hill, the other landed on our heads. His knuckle cluster stole the knock, but that golden body armor was mine by right. I'm coming, brother. Rock Chag, I thought you said there was betrayal. Yes, well, be patient, gentle viewer, but also shut your mouth because anyone who's so accused knows that disappointment could be around any corner. The other squad came for us and they had a crypto drone waiting for us to pop our heads out to give them complete vision.
Send in a decoy. Wait, how do I...
While I fought Crypto and Valkyrie, my teammates seemed to be having trouble 2v1ing a Seer. Squads left already. This game was turning into a typical round one massacre, and that meant there were probably fierce opponents in this lobby, but that didn't put me off going to my favourite combat zone, Containment. How's it going there, guys? Alright, let's move it! My R99 felt like a laser beam, which was just as well because I was about to face another full team. It was at this moment I realised where Bloodhound had been hiding this entire time. Loba was back in the fight, and now we could capitalise on the fact that another squad was raining down fire onto a team in Containment. The perfect time for us to reveal our intentions. This was a strange loadout that I'd chosen for today, an R99 with an L-star. How unusual. Further proof that I really don't care. But what an improvement this was over my last game because my teammates hadn't left yet and my aim was on point. Yeah, operative word was on point. Well, at least I haven't shot my teammates this time. I should just probably stop talking. Fuse down again, but this was only round one closing, so we could still take our time here and clear out these squads. Gotcha, Fuse. No, wait, don't gotcha. Had to hope that Loba could buy me some time to get our teammate back on his feet. Enemies smelled Fuse's weakness and came to finish him off, which is when Loba and I had a difference of opinion about teamwork.
Round by myself, be fine by myself, I don't need no one help.
Loba silently betrayed us and Fuse was brutally burned by Valkyrie's jetpack while I helplessly crawled away, screaming, "How could you, Loba? How could you? I hate you!" As she bounded away into the horizon, leaving me back where we started in this video, alone, life force ebbing away and a bamboozled seer that culminated in Valkyrie blasting me into the afterlife. Loba sat and contemplated an endgame without us, wondering if she changed her mind at this point, would there even be time to collect our banners and turn this game around? But more than that, would she meet resistance along the way? But then, courage prevailed. Fuse's banner was about to time out. This was going to be close. We were back in the fight and I couldn't hide my excitement, celebrating with a hyped up mouse shake. The prospect of a late game comeback flooded endorphins through my system and I needed to reunite with the R99. Our showdown was to happen around Repulsor, and when 4 squads became 3, I felt like we had a real chance of pulling this off. thankful as I was for my resurrection, I didn't trust Loba with a full send and I didn't have the range for a standoff. But perhaps the care package had exactly what I needed to equalize the field.
Wait, how do I know I'm not
This wasn't good. A squad behind us revived and we were right in the middle now.
There's another squad on us. Recharging my shield.
Okay, whoever that was, they were simply better than me. This was turning bad, and even worse for Loba. Fuse paid the price for his loyalty, and I was all alone. Only chance now was for the Kraber to get a headshot and then rush the field. Oh well, plan B, the Peacekeeper.
Ring. Large star. Deployed.
Oh yeah, round 5 ring damage. Yeah, I don't think so. Are we having fun yet? Because I am, but it's the worst kind of fun. It's the fun that should be more fun than it is, but not quite uninstall fun. It's like a frustrating teasing fun that feels good to get so far, but it'd be funner if I could just win one game. But you know what? When all the lights go out, when everything seems lost, that's when you find out who you are. And I found out that I can't use the hemlock. I'm useless. Ouch. Yeah, you want to fight, do you? Yeah, eat statue. Swapped out the EVA 8 for an R301 with barely any ammo. Good choice, Ragtank. You're a pro in the making, especially when there's an AFK enemy nearby to use every last bullet on. Yeah, well, maybe they were faking it. I'm not taking any chances. But it seemed that ammo was in short supply all round. I was almost completely out of everything, but once I got myself the tiniest bit of energy ammo, Valkyrie came back for the banner rescue. Slippery devil of the air, aren't you? Yeah, well, there wasn't much I could do about that. But Ash, on the other hand, had an idea. A satisfying end to see Valkyrie squished under the door and market belonged to us. We headed north and ammo was still very much a problem, but as round 1 signalled its closing, frustration built inside me. I heard activity from the hillside outpost and the supply bins continued to disappoint, but we had enough firepower with the R301 to make some noise and my teammates were happy to keep pace. By the way, do you happen to know what the detonation time of a grenade is after throwing it? Yeah, me neither, apparently. This bloodhound was ferocious with the Mastiff. I couldn't let them have time to heal. The battle was over, but the war was just beginning. Enemies heard our skirmish and headed to the outpost to see if they could catch us unaware, which was when I was about to realise I'm not half as good at this game as I thought I was. somehow, even after a retreat, my return was met with 2 sets of eyes liquefying my innards onto the soils of King's Canyon. But Lifeline with the heroic revive gave me another chance at life, and if I were to fight this team again, I'd need better positioning. Although I may be a bamboozler, apparently I can still get confused along with the rest of them. Well, we needed more mirages in here. Oh look, I'm trash! Yeah, I got bamboozled, shut your mouth! There is no way they're rezzing right now! That cannot be happening! Where is it? Stop blocking it! I was finally feeling like this game might tilt in my favour, as the 20 before this one had all ended in misery or disconnect, and oftentimes both. And with only 7 squads left and round 2 closing, another battle from the south was desperately trying to conclude before those of us in the safe zone noticed. But it was too late, we did notice, and I was ready to accept my opponent's surrender. If you saw my last video, I absolutely dominated with the G7 Scout, and to see another one would perhaps seal this game's fate once and for all. As we passed through the reclaimed forest, the sound of a dropship desperately trying to bring back a player outside the zone where temperatures soared to dangerous levels, I was about to find another Mirage, and just how much damage I can cause with this marksman rifle. Yeah, look, my eyeballs got sunburned. I couldn't see for the blazing microwaves. Lifeline, help me, I'm worthless! I hate Mirage! Unless I'm playing him. Controversially, I threw away the R301 for a golden RE45, but with 5 squads left, round 4 beginning, I had a new mission. Get to the care package and get rid of the scout. And inside, what was another scout. It's as if fate wants to laugh at me while I shoot bullets into the atmosphere. In popped an enemy Horizon, and out popped my bullets. Well, I'm starting to think someone loaded this one with blanks, alright? Horizon down, and her death box provided me with something that I could finally help my team with, the Volt SMG. No more whiffing, no more nonsense. This was the end game, King of the Hill, and we had the best spot left on the map. If anyone wanted to try and take it from us, they'd have to storm this building and see how they fared. Just us and 1 squad left. Turned out the Mirage is becoming quite a popular legend. Finally, a victory after so much pain, misery and betrayals, many of which you did not see today, as this is simply a highlight reel of my week in Apex Legends, and the question has got to be asked, guys, is it worth going through all that hurt for one moment where it all comes together? Of course it is! Until it isn't. Kidding! Or am I?